viewers, welcome back to another episode of E&C Question Reflection, where you learn truth, knowledge, and understanding. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and remind you, if you have not done so already, to go ahead and go over to our YouTube channel at E&C Question Reflection and subscribe to that channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell and select all, like, share, and comment on this video. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at E&C Question Reflection. Today, we're going to be talking about appreciation. We are going to be talking about being grateful. So, a lot of people are not thankful or appreciative of the things that they have. They take it for granted. Sometimes you'll be riding in a car and you see another car and you're like, I want that car. That's a nice car. So you'll strive to get that car. But are you grateful for the car that you have? No. You have to actually be, it pulls my hair. The seatbelt pulls my hair. You have to actually be very grateful for the things that you have. I know some people are grateful even though they have these little clunkers, as they're called, or hoopties. But they're grateful that they don't have to walk. Or they're grateful that they don't have to ask somebody else to take them anywhere. That is very annoying. I remember times when I didn't have a vehicle and I had to rely on someone else to take me somewhere. That is so annoying because eventually you get kind of sick of it because you feel like you are bothering someone else. Or when you have to live with somebody, you try to be grateful for being able to have a place to live, but it can be really, really aggravating because how someone else runs their house doesn't necessarily mean that's how you would live in that house. And so there can be a lot of conflicts. The Bible actually says to make your footstep rare in the house of your fellow man that he may not hate you. I love that scripture because it reminds me all the time that the more that you're around people, the more that you bother people, or you're always over to their house, or you're always over, going around somebody, the person can begin to get really aggravated with you. They can really get to the point where they just don't want you to be around because you're annoying, or not even that you're annoying, but you're just around too much. And it's true. And it's not like that in every case. I mean, you get some people who, can dwell amongst each other and not have to deal with that. But the thing is, you have to be grateful. There's a truck in front of me that's making this really loud noise, and I swore that was my car. But I don't feel that it's my car because I can feel my car. That truck is loud. But anyways, you guys are going to come with me while I go get my car washed. So, I think I wash my car too much, to be honest. But I hate my car to be dirty. I hate it. Like, passion. I hate my car to be dirty. And it drives me nuts when I go and I see that there's like dust. Oh no, it drives me nuts. I can't deal with that. But I appreciate my car, so I take care of my car. But I go to get my car washed a lot. But anyways, so a lot of people will take for granted the fact that they have a car and don't have to walk, and then it's always when they actually have to walk when they're like, man, I wish I had a car. I don't care. Even if it's a clunker. Oh, there's that truck with the loud noise. That car sounds like it does not have a catalytic converter at all. That is so super loud. If y'all can't hear that, oh my gosh. That's loud. That sounds like he has no catalytic converter. But anyways, they can be appreciative of the car that they have, even though it's super loud, because they don't have to walk. But the situations that we put ourselves in, or that we have to be in, they could actually be worse than what we're actually in. And I think that people forget to think about that. The situation may suck really bad, but it could be worse. It could severely be worse. I mean, I'm trying to think of an example of a good example. You may not have any food to cook in the house. Do you know how many times I have said that and then went and found something that has been in my kitchen for like canned good or something that's been in my kitchen for a while and actually made a whole meal out of it? If you know how to throw meals together, even if you feel like you don't have any food in the house, you can feed yourself to where you're not going to starve or go hungry. And I mean, I've had to do that before. Don't think I won't go in there and pick up some spaghetti noodles. I ain't got no spaghetti sauce, but don't think I can't make gravy. I know how to make gravy. Or I got 1 pack of gravy, some noodles, and some, I don't know, bread. I don't know. But don't think that, you can't find some small things, but you appreciate the fact that is there, even though it's not the greatest meal in the world. Your stomach ain't touching your back anymore. You don't feel like you're starving half to death anymore once you have eaten it. You feel a little better, even though it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But look, if I get a little salt and pepper, or I got some seasoning of some sort, I can make anything taste pretty good. Well, I'm not going to say anything. Let me take that back because, yeah, I'm not going to say that. Because I'm not going to make no rotten meat and make that taste good. That's gross. So you have to appreciate what you have. And I mean material things, because I'm not going to say if you have let's say you have a really bad friend who's giving you really bad advice or who has no respect for you. I'm not telling you to appreciate the fact that you have one person that you can tell your business to or to talk to, because that one friend probably needs to get ghost, to be honest. So I'm finna pull in here to get my car washed. So anyways, you really have to appreciate the things that you have, even if they aren't the greatest in the world. And it's almost like humility. You have to humble yourself into thinking that everything has to be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be super perfect in the beginning. You kind of have to tweak it to make it perfect. And it's still not going to be perfect. It might be doable, but it's not going to be completely perfect. You may want to go and do something, or you may want to, let's say you want to go on a date with your husband, but it's not like it's Red Lobster or, whatever kind of nice restaurant you'd like to go to, wherever you want to go to. Maybe you just have to order a pizza and have drinks, or have a like Sprite or something. You are grateful for the fact that that's what you have. You're grateful that you actually get to. I know I've spent a couple of my anniversaries. Hold on just a second. Hey baby, how you doing? Good, honey. Hanging in there, can't complain. Same stuff, different day. What was it? I said, I don't even remember what I said. Oh, hanging in there, can't complain. Same stuff, different day.
I feel that. Alright. Get your bug spray and you're all set.
All right, boo. Thank you. I'm getting bug sprayed. So, anyways, this keeps the bugs from, when I travel out of town, it keeps the bugs. Thank you, baby. It keeps the bugs from touching my car, like, being able to settle on my car kind of thing. So, I wonder if that police officer in front of me knows his windows are down. Not my business. So, anyways, you have to be grateful for the little things that you have. I don't know how many times me and my husband have spent anniversaries just doing like really small things, but we enjoyed each other. I remember one time we had an anniversary together. We went and got wine glasses, and we had pizza, and we had Sprite, because we don't really drink like that. And it was fun, Just last year was our first time actually going without kids. Normally we take our kids with us, and we went to a museum. I love museums, especially history museums. So we went to a museum, and I think we went to go to get something to eat too, but the museum was like the best part. But the thing about it is the museum was free. You had to pay to go into like this other little part of the museum, which we paid for that. But it was like $3. But it was so fun, and we appreciated, being able to do that. But a lot of people don't appreciate the little things. They don't appreciate that they have the opportunity to do something, small. Or you'll get people who feel like they should be the manager of a business or whatever. They feel like they should be running it because of this and that. But you can't. They don't allow you to be the manager because of whatever the situation is. But they don't appreciate anymore that the fact that they actually had a job, so they quit, and then they get all sad because guess what? Now they don't work at all. Now they don't work at all. Now they ain't got no job. Now they gonna be broke, or trying to file for unemployment, and unemployment is like 50% or less of what you was already making. So guess what? And then that's what they have to appreciate. Now they have to appreciate the fact that they qualified for unemployment. But they could have just appreciated the fact that they had a job. Now, I understand. Some people feel, like they've been taken advantage of. And I mean, I totally get that. But the thing is, we still have to be appreciative. Life is not going to work the way we want it to work all the time. We have to be appreciative for what is given to us, and do what we can with the best with what we have. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do with when I want to do it. Hold on, I have to pull into this thing, and I'm not trying to hit this police car in front of me, because I'm sure Jason would not be pleased. That's our chief of police. So anyways, and a lot of people just be like, well, just be grateful with what you have. And I mean, I know a lot of times we might feel used, abused, or feeling like we're being taken advantage of, but we really just have to, for the time being, we have to just be grateful with what we have to work with. Be glad that you have at least that. You don't just be like, well, I'm gonna sit back and be stubborn, and I'm just gonna wait for the best thing to come because I deserve this. You may very well deserve something. There's a lot of people that deserve great things, but it's not there yet. I will tell you, I always felt like, I always knew that God was watching out for me, but I'm not going to tell you the actual story, like the little ins and outs of it, because I ain't trying to get into that. But I know that He was watching out for me because of things that I avoided as a child. I used to wonder, why did I have to grow up in state custody when there were some people who could take me as a child if they wanted to? But it never happened that way, and I could never figure it out. Now I understand, and now I'm a little grateful, even though I wasn't grateful then. I'm grateful now that it worked out that way, because I wouldn't be going through any of the things. I wouldn't have any of the things that I have had. My route in life went a different way. And you'll notice that a lot of kids do that. Their parents will tell them something, or they don't like, that they got to go through this or they got to go. This is my favorite part. Sorry. This is totally my favorite part. So, okay, it's over. That's my favorite part. So, a lot of people don't appreciate what they go through as kids until they get about 25 or 26 when they realize that they needed to go through that as a child. And then they're like, you know what, I'm really glad you did that. I'm really glad, even though I wanted to hang out with this person, I'm really glad that you didn't let me hang out with this person. And so then they learn how to be grateful and appreciative later on. You kind of wish that they would be grateful then, but it doesn't. It doesn't really work out like that. So sometimes we have to step back and say, you know what, maybe I don't necessarily understand why I'm having to deal with this, but it's got to be something that God wants me to do. Maybe it's something that He's protecting me from. My son said something to me probably 2 weeks ago. We want our children to be in sports, but we've always been really hesitant about it a little bit. So he was like, we're going to go to the school, and they said I can play for the school. So we're going to go to the school, and we're going to, I'm going to see if I can play for the team. So we get there, and there's nobody there. Now, he was supposed to go there, and for them not to have anybody there was kind of weird. So I was like, okay. On the way home, Edarian was like, you know what, Mom, I wish you would have, they towel dry the cars when they come out. Isn't that cool? He was like, I wish you guys would have put me in sports when I was a lot younger. And I told him, I was like, there's always a reason for everything. Things work out for a reason every time. And then sometimes it's procrastination, but sometimes it's really something that has protected us throughout our life. So I just told him to appreciate what it is that you've went through. And it's very possible that you're being protected from something. And so he took that. I mean, I told him the story about how I felt like I had been protected in my life, even though as a child I wasn't grateful. Thank you. Even though as a child I didn't feel like I was very protected. Now I understand. And it was something that my husband said that we learned. And it was something that he said. I was like, you know what? Oh my gosh, that makes so much. It almost hit me like, wow. So, really, you got to be appreciative for what you have. You have to be appreciative for what's given to you. There's always a reason for it. Even if it's something that you've had to go through, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Like a lot worse. But you take from it, you learn from it, and then you move forward. But in the meantime, even though it's easier said for me to say it than it is maybe for you to deal with it, there are a lot of things that we're going through that really are teaching us valuable morals and lessons and principles that we need to learn. We need to hear it. We got to hear it. We have to go through it. Because have you ever heard, not a hard head make a soft butt, but you get some people, well, yeah, kind of, it's hard-headed. You'll get the stubborn people who just because you say it to them, they don't take it. They got to figure it out on their own. Yeah, I was one of those. And I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. Sometimes it's easier just to listen to someone tell you that this needs to be done this way, or if you do it this way, it might work out better. But sometimes you'll run into people who are just hating on you and don't want to see you be successful. So you really have to be careful. You have to be able to make good judgment calls with that. But sometimes when it is valuable information, you could try it instead of being hard-headed about it. But some people, like myself, are super stubborn. I'm very hard-headed. I think it's because I've been tricked so much in my life by people that, are trying to play games or, so I don't believe anybody. Now, my husband is one I have come to completely trust, even when I don't want to. Yeah, there's times I don't want to. But I do because he has proven himself as somebody who is definitely leading me the right way, even though I don't necessarily agree or understand what he's talking about. So, but I'm appreciative of him. I'm grateful, even though he gets on my nerves sometimes and I don't want to do what he says. I still am grateful that he's my husband. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. And I'm grateful that he's my husband. I'm appreciative that he's the one I married and the one who married me back. I'm appreciative that he's tolerated a lot of lessons that I had to learn from dealing with things as a child. But I'm really grateful for that. I am. I'm really grateful for that. And I show my appreciation by, when he tells me to do something, I just trust that, okay, you're saying this for a reason. You're not just saying this just to be saying it. And even though it's hard for me to take, I take it and just be like, oh my God, okay. And I'll just do it. I'll just do it. Even though I don't want to do it. There is times like that. And that's just what it is. That's anybody, any woman. There's a lot of times when us women we hear you, but we may not want to necessarily do what you say, but we do it because we trust that you are going to lead us in the right path, or you're not telling us anything that would hurt us or go wrong or anything like that. So, but you have to appreciate what it is that you have, that you're dealing with. If you have a box of crackers and you're starving, be glad that you're not starving, that you're about to eat those box of crackers, and you're like, well, gosh, can I get some meat? If you don't eat at all, you're going to die. Well, I don't have anything to drink in the house. Well, it's water over there. I don't want to drink water. Okay, well, in 3 days, you can start dying. Okay. You have to drink water. Your body is 70% water. You cannot not drink water. So you have to appreciate the fact that you actually have something to drink. Whereas some of these people, like you'll go in other countries and they don't have any of that, or their water is really, really dirty. And so, matter of fact, there's people that they adopt kids from over there, like in Ethiopia and stuff. They adopt the kids and they bring them to America, and then they have families and stuff. Did you know one family put a blog? It wasn't a blog. It was like an article they put out that it took them a long time. They had to wean him into good water because when they tried to give him water, like that first day, it made him super sick. You're like, what? But he's got clean water because that's what his body's adapted to. That's what he's used to. So he might not appreciate the fact that we have clean water because it's making him sick. But eventually it took them a while. I want to say it took them, I don't want to misquote it. I want to say it was like 2 years, but I know that doesn't make any sense, but it could very well be the number. But it took them a while. Maybe it was 10 months. It took them a while, more than you would think, to get him used to drinking clean water because he's so used to drinking the dirty water. But, you take for granted what you already have because you've never been through this situation to have anything worse. And if you were to have anything worse, then that's when you're like, oh, okay, well, I appreciate it. Well, yeah, well, look how long it took you to appreciate that. And then, of course, like people won't appreciate their car until it gets repossessed. Then they're like, oh, I might want to pay for my car next time. People don't take their rent serious until they get evicted. And then they're like, oh, okay, now I gotta live in the streets. So it can be really, really difficult. Really difficult. Their lessons can be learned easily and quickly, or you can do things the hard way. But you have to appreciate what it is that you have because it could definitely be worse. Just because you have a little job, like they say, a little job, and you're getting paid minimum wage, you have to appreciate that you actually have a job, because you could be getting paid nothing. You could be getting no money at all. You know, you have to appreciate the fact that you might have, just enough money after you paying your bills to buy you some food. Be appreciative of that. Or be appreciative of the fact that when you pay all your bills, you don't have any money left. Be appreciative of that because you have all your bills paid. And it's crazy. You're like, well, God dang, why would you even say some stuff like that? Well, it is what it is. You can be ungrateful, and then you're just going to be an ungrateful person and not thankful for anything. And when it gets taken from you, then you're going to learn your lesson the hard way. You get fired from your job. Now you want to appreciate your job. Appreciate it while you have it. Appreciate why you have it. I put a post on Facebook. It said, I don't know, it was something about it takes 6 to 8 pallbearers to carry you when you're dead. Imagine if you had 6 to 8 people lifting you up when you're alive. So you have to be grateful for the things that you have while you're here, while you're living. Be grateful for the people who are there for you. I will tell you in a heartbeat. I will never forget the people who were there for me when I started this YouTube channel. I won't. I will never forget the people who were there for me when I didn't have anything at all and found a way to help me. Oh, I promise you, you are definitely in my book, and I have not forgotten you. If I have forgotten you, it's because you weren't there. You thought you were, but I promise you, I remember everybody who was there for me. Everybody. I remember everybody who supports my businesses. I remember everybody who has made an imprint in my life. I promise you, I remember you. I remember every one of the people who go on my lives and support me. I remember everybody who comments on my page. I remember everybody that supported me in the very beginning of this YouTube channel and this Facebook Live. I remember those people. Your names will stick out, and they will stand out very loud, very bright. So I'm grateful for those people. Very grateful. Very, very grateful for those people. So I'm going to get out and vacuum out my car now, because the car wash was only part of me cleaning my car out. We have a thing called Auto Spa where I pay a month and I get to clean my car out and I get to wash it, and I can do it as many times in a month I want to. Works for me. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and remind you guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Hit the all button to make sure that you get the material. Like, comment, and share this video. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook. Make sure that you follow on Facebook. Not just like the page, but follow us, because then you'll get the material and notifications as well when we go live there. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram. So if you have any problems finding those pages, the link should be in the description box. With that being said, we're going to catch y'all on this flip side.